Referrals are only about humans. And so to have people refer cases to you, to put their reputation on the line, they have to like you, they have to trust you. And that takes time. And you need time to be able to build that to produce results for you as well.
Welcome to the Happy Rainmakers Series, where point one can make a difference. Today, I'm very lucky to be joined by Stacey Brown Randall, who is the referral queen. She's the owner of Building a Referable Business and a published author and somebody that I've coached with on referrals. She knows everything there is to know about referrals. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here. And of course, always happy to talk about my favorite topic.
Well, we work with lawyers who are trying always to have that bigger book of business, because the more clients you have, the more revenue you're bringing into the firm, the more you can control your career a little bit. And you found a way to do that with referrals. How does that work for lawyers?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the idea when you think about this from an attorney's perspective or from a lawyer's perspective, is that in this industry, attorneys make great referral partners or referral sources to other attorneys. So when attorneys talk to me and they're always like, all right, I want to get more referrals, we always have to start out by, do you have people referring you now? And if you need more people referring you, the place we're going to start is really looking at who has the greatest potential to refer to you and who do you already have in your network or already have a relationship with, and start from there. And I think that's what makes it special in the legal field. Yes, of course, there's attorneys out there that see every other attorney as their competition, but most of the ones that I have had the privilege of working with, they really do see it as we need each other, because we can't do everything that our clients are going to ask of us. And we need a good place to be able to refer folks when we can't help them ourselves, which means the relationships you build in law school, in your first couple of jobs out of school, right? When you are at bar association events, like those matter. And that's really where it starts. But that starts from a place of being genuine and authentic, and not looking at it as a place of who can I get to know because one day I'm going to need them to refer to me. Like, that's not the right mindset. Really, it's that idea of understanding that the network is a group of people that you really want to take care of, because at some point in the future, you may need them to help take care of you as well. Because referrals are only about humans. It's not B2B or B2C, it's H to H, it's human to human. And so to have people refer cases to you, to put their reputation on the line and refer cases to you, they have to know you, they have to like you, they have to trust you. But that really comes down to the relationship that they have with you. And that takes time. And you need time to be able to build that to produce results for you as well.
Now, a lot of the lawyers I speak to say, well, I'm a professional. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be asking for referrals all the time. And what they all love about your program is that you don't have to be asking all the time, right?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things when people say, they're like, wait, you're going to teach me how to get referrals and I don't have to ask for them. And I'm like, yes, actually, you're not allowed to ask for them when you are in my program, because what I teach means that it won't work if you're doing that. Everything that I teach my clients is based on understanding the science behind what's happening when you're actually being referred. And so when you understand the science behind referrals and the fact that it's not all about you, and that the asking for referrals actually violates that science of referrals, and really digging into how you build a system and a strategy where you can generate referrals consistently and do it in a way where you can feel good about doing it and not have to ask or compensate or be gimmicky or promotional or network all the time.
So you talk about building genuine relationships over time, and that probably means that it's better to do something every week for 52 weeks of the year instead of doing 52 things on January 31st every year, right?
I think the idea here is that when you're thinking about being able to generate referrals and knowing those referrals are going to come from relationships, at the heart of it, those relationships have to be nurtured. And that means you're going to have to invest in those relationships. And the only relationships that stand the test of time or where people will put their reputation on the line to refer a client or potential client to you, are the ones that have been nurtured and strengthened, which means that takes time. When I'm talking to someone who's been an attorney for a number of years, or they were at a larger firm and then they went to a different firm or started their own firm, when we're having those conversations, they don't even realize the depth of the network and the relationships that they have. And sometimes it's just reframing how they see those. So a lot of it is just the reframing of, you've actually probably done the hard work, unless you sat in your office for like 80 hours a week and never came out and never talked to anyone and never like built a relationship. Unless that's like, so if that's you, this probably won't work. But most people don't realize is that you have those relationships built. You may have to re-engage some of them, right? You may have to nurture some of them a little bit more than others, and you're going to have to be willing to go slow. But it's completely possible, because at the end of the day, there will always be referrals that need a home. And why can't that be to you? But you have to do the work on the front end to be able to receive those referrals on the back end.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And for those lawyers who feel like they've been working 80 hours a day and not coming out of their office, there's still a chance to get started, right? They can maybe find an activity they enjoy engaging in, find a networking group they enjoy, call some friends from law school and re-engage. They're not out of luck entirely, right?
Definitely not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of deciding, right, that you're going to do something a little bit different and that you're going to focus on relationships. And I always say, what's easy? It uncovers so many other things you just didn't realize you had until you started looking. And most people have more connections than they think. I think we do this. Like, we just got blinders on and like, we're just working, we're just doing this. And I don't remember, or I don't see everything else that I actually have cultivated over time. So sometimes it just takes a reframe.
What's something that somebody who knows they're busy but really wants to commit to doing one thing every week or a couple things every month? Do you have any starting points that work for a lot of people that might be a good way to ease into it?
The easiest thing you can do is identify who are the people who are referring you now or have been over the last couple of years, and make sure that you have a process in place to where you're just going to stay connected to them. And then you need to be intentional about nurturing that relationship. And that doesn't mean you're talking to them daily or weekly or even monthly, because nobody has time for that. But that does mean you can put a process in place where you can really stay top of mind, be memorable and meaningful, and show up differently to those people. I think that's a big part of how a process ultimately works.
Well, I think it sounds like it could work for everybody. We really appreciate all of the help and all of the information. And hopefully, some of our viewers are going to take an action today and start working on their referrals.
Fingers crossed, yes.